This is actually starting to turn into something of a series about YokeUp and his attitudes towards atheism. Now, in my other two videos, I've already talked about how what he says about atheism actually gives us a good insight as to what is actually going on in that head of his, and what it implies about his mental state. As I pointed out, the claim that he makes that a lack of authority that hands down a moral code would necessarily lead to immoral behavior is a clear indication of his own psychopathic or sociopathic, or whatever you want to call it, state of mind. A normal, emotionally healthy human being behaves morally for many different reasons, including an emotional revulsion against behaviors that most of us would agree are clearly immoral. And the fact that he does not seem to grasp this, does not seem to understand this, points to a clear pathology in his mind, in my opinion anyway. But we've been there already. I don't want to go there again. What I want to focus on now is on the actual implications of being an atheist on your own morality, from the perspective of an actual atheist rather than somebody throwing accusations at atheists, as YokeUp always seems to do. Now, obviously, psychopaths and sociopaths can come in many different flavors, including atheist flavors. I don't need to point out examples from history for you to know that this is true. So what I want to focus on is not these pathological cases. You can pick those from any background, whether it be theistic or atheistic, and you can find people who have been committing horrible atrocities from both camps. But let's look at normal, emotionally healthy human beings. And then let's look at those people who are atheistic, who do not believe in any gods. Now, to those people, there is no such thing as an absolute authority handing down a moral code. And that leads to anybody with half a brain to an inevitable conclusion. And that is this, very simple. If there's no authority that you can fall back on, that you can point at and say, but they told me that this is the morally correct thing to do, then there's only one thing left for you to fall back on when you're making morally informed or ethical decisions, and that is yourself. In other words, somebody who is an atheist and who truly understands what that means with regards to morality accepts that they have to take total, unconditional responsibility for everything they do. And that is very important. That informs your morality. Combine that with the normal, emotionally healthy ability of human beings to empathize, and then you'll start seeing where morality actually originates from. It is very simple. You have to accept total responsibility for your own actions. Combine that with realizing that some actions you perform can result in hurting other people. And with the empathy that you feel for other people, that is something that you do not want to be held responsible for. It really is that simple.